Hey guys, this is another time, another place. This same spot had, before we got all this rain in the last 2 weeks, had a bunch of pelicans from the beginning of my last video on an island right out there. And that tree over there used to be an island. And now it's just the tree sticking out of the water. I'm going to show you the change in the marina from this water. Also how the boat took it and how my dinghy pretty much filled up with water, but still holding above land. Then we're going to go over some equipment. Come on, River. Then we're going to go over some equipment that I got in the mail and how I'm going to use it in the boat to make the boat off-grid. It's a pretty good video, but there won't be any building. I threw my back out 3 weeks ago and I'm still getting better. So there won't be any building in this video. We'll just be going through the lights, refrigerator, how I'm going to heat the thing, and the marina. I'll also go through the different pricing of the docks and actually show you the docks that the prices were for. So still be an interesting video. We're just not going to be cutting any wood or carrying any heavy boards until I think maybe next week. So come on, Riv. Does it go boy? That's a buzz by. That's a buzz by. Who's this River? He's chasing pelicans. He just ran over to that other island. Chased all the come on, River! Look at all the pelicans that he chased away. They're now coming back. Oh, River, he's so naughty. He's so happy about it, though. Look at him. He's gonna do it again. River! Come on, buddy! Come on, Riv. Hey, hey, no, 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 no. Hey, hey. Come on. Get back here. He's trying to jump, but he's too short. Look at him. You gotta swim, buddy. Oh, it's too much. All right, let's go get back in the truck, you filthy wet animal. Come on. That was fun, huh? You good boy, yeah.
She's got a smile, and it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories where everything was as fresh as a bright blue sky.
So we've had some serious rain down here, and the boat has held up well. My dock is a floating dock, which means it changes. It goes up and down these pylons right here, dependent on what the water level is. So I don't have to come down here and change my lines, even though we got enough water. Look how much water is in my dinghy. Everything is floating in there, completely filled up. Look at this oil. Is just the oil can is just floating around. So I recommend. I've been on docks that are not floating, and you just, anytime the water level changes, you have to come down and adjust the lines or leave room in your lines. So I gotta say that this is a lot better way to do it. Again, from when I priced this, when I bought the dock in August, these docks under the roof are $300 per month. They come with power and water. The docks outside of the roof are $90 a month. Now that can change, whenever they decide to change it. So, and it is 38 degrees out down here. So I am debating on heading south a little bit more, but we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. So I got two little heaters. Right now inside it is 72 degrees, and that, so a little heater like that actually does warm this entire cabin. I got one for propane and then one for electricity. The dock is free electricity, so if you're here, you might as well use it. There's no point in burning your propane while you're here. The other piece of equipment that I got in that we'll go over today is the refrigerator. Now, if you look, it is 12 volt, 120, and propane. with a push igniter. So it has an electric igniter built into it. Now, that means that it can run without any electricity at all, just off of the same propane that I'm running my grill. If you're running it off of propane, there's no moving parts, so it lasts a lot longer. It's not the biggest refrigerator in the world, but it's almost 3 cubic feet, so it's pretty big for the size. Let me know if you guys think that needs to be in the kitchen, or if I can put it back by the bed. We'll see. And then we'll go over how it works. It's amazing. When my dad was alive, he had all this general knowledge about how different things would work, and he would always take a little bit of time and explain it to us. Now, what's really weird about refrigerators and air conditioners is you're taking the heat out of the refrigerator to make it cold, and you're actually taking the heat out of the room that the air conditioner is running in to make the room cold too. So all you really need is some sort of heat source that'll heat up. In this refrigerator, it's pretty much water and hydrogen. It heats it up. Once it goes up into a condenser and it starts to cool off, it's actually going to pull the heat off of some metal bars that are in the refrigerator and run outside the refrigerator. Or if it's an air conditioner, it's metal bars that are inside the house and run outside the house. And then those metal bars are filled with ammonia, and ammonia dumps off the heat as the heat is dissipating in the condenser from the heated hydrogen. Those little bars right there are the ones that hold the ammonia. Now, what's really cool about a propane refrigerator is there's no moving parts. So they last a significant amount of time, like 2 to 3 times longer than a normal refrigerator, because of the way it operates. It's just this flame, and it has a little thermostat that's built into it that tells the flame when to go on and off physically, so it doesn't need any power to do that. And then here's the little chimney, and you clean that out every once in a while, but it doesn't produce enough carbon monoxide or it doesn't mess up the air in the room that it's in. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out where to place it, and then I'm going to build a cabinet around it that matches the hardwood cabinet around the sink. So I might put it outside and have the grill right on top of it and make a little outdoor kitchenette right here, because I need a lot of weight on the front of the boat. You good boy? Yeah, you are. So when it comes to lighting on the boat, I'm taking it the same way I do it in my RV, which is several different types of lighting all over the place. I have solar lights that I'll probably use outside the most, but I have them because it's something that I don't feel worried about leaving on. I don't care if it runs down. I can leave it on and go to bed and still have some light during 3 o'clock in the morning when I wake up and that kind of thing. The other thing is I'm going to hook up most of my electronics for the house through this board, and it will be completely separate from the motor and the navigation lights on the boat. So if I were to burn down my battery on the motor side, or if I were to burn down my battery on the house side, I can use either one to start the boat, run the boat, and the boat itself can charge either one, as well as the solar panels or the chargers when I'm at the dock. So I got nice fancy lights for the bar and the kitchen table that we're going to set up. And they have little USB plugs so you can charge your phone. Right there, yeah. So you can charge your phone. And then they also have, depending on how long you hold this down, it's a dimmer switch. I'm also going to use cleats in here at the bar to hang a bunch of stuff. I'm going to use cleats all over the place. I just think they look cool. So I also got outside lighting, accent lighting that's going to go underneath the deck of the boat, pointing down to light up the water. And I can make them blue or white. I think I'm going to make them blue, but we'll see. And then I got large a bunch of large lights. These are extremely bright and they take very little electricity. So I'll put 2 up front, 1 in the back, and 2 inside the house with those. So over the last 3 weeks, like I said, I hurt my back. I'll show you a couple videos or a couple pictures of running to the hospital. River. Hey, I stayed with Sue and Scott for actually a couple of weeks, and did the apartment life. I'll show you some pictures of Cricket and River living it up. They were loving their little apartment that they have. And then the food was outrageous. It was the best little bed and breakfast I've ever stayed at in my life. So the other thing I've ordered is my shower and a pump. So I went with a Insta-Hot propane heater that hangs on the bathroom wall and a water pump. And then I also ordered and have received and started using my Berkey water filter. Essentially, you could take river water and dump it into a Berkey, and it becomes something that's safe to drink. I want to have it so the water can run off of the dock when I'm at the dock, or run out of the river when I'm on a lake or on a river. So my intake will have a 2-way valve where it will either run off of a water safe hose from the marina, or it'll run off a pre-filtered 5-micron filter through a pump. And those pumps are actually pressure switched, so that when you pull the faucet on, it turns on. And I'll run one side of the pump through I'll run the pump through a splitter where it basically runs into the Insta-Hot, and then anytime you run the hot water, the Instant Hot will turn on. And the pump will run off of the house batteries, so it won't, when you're taking a shower, you won't end up killing it and killing your batteries and draining it and not being able to start your motor. So basically, the whole goal with everything is to separate the house motor from the house battery from the motor battery, and also be able to connect them in case you drain either one of those two. And that way you have 2 ways to start your motor. Now, my motor also has a pull start. It's only a 25 horsepower, so you could pull start it too. And like I said earlier, with a magneto, it's a type of, basically that's an alternator. It just works by spinning one magnet around rather than a whole coil. And then that magneto is able to make enough charge to charge all of these batteries if I'm driving down the river for 4 hours or running it at idle for 4 hours or what have you. On top of that, I do have solar panels that I'm going to include in this build that is going to take it to the next level of charging away from the dock as well. So we'll get to that in the next few videos or what have you. We'll start ordering them. I'm not too worried about heat for this season, but I am going to have to put a fireplace somewhere on this boat. I'm debating on whether to have it outside on the front or whether to have a tiny one inside the cabin. I feel like I would use it more if it was outside on the front. For the cooler nights, you kind of light your fire, hang out on the front patio, and then when it's time to go to bed, you just jump into bed. So we'll see how that goes. And what do you guys think? What are your suggestions? Should I put a tiny little stove inside, or should I have a little bit bigger wood stove out front where I could cook things? So you guys let me know. Yeah. The other thing is I'm staying at a RV park 1.8 miles from where the boat is because of my injured back. It just made sense to do that. So I've bought a month to stay here, and I may do another 2 weeks, or I may just go south for a couple of weeks and hang out in the RV and just rest for a little bit.
Well, I don't wanna hear the good side of this goodbye. If you wanna go, baby, just leave. Don't tell me that you still care, and that I'll always be special, 'cause his words don't mean a damn thing. And I hate that I'm still up, drunk as fuck, 4 a.m. writing this damn song. But I guess I'm okay, I'm being okay. Give it time and we'll soon move on.
Thanks for watching. This is Martin from Another Time, Another Place. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It's a free way to help and support the channel. The other thing is, if you haven't started from the beginning, this is our second season. We've been working on it for about 3 years. If you look at the summer times, we work on my sailboat that I've been living on for 3 years. And then during the winters, we travel. And we travel either by houseboat or truck camper sometimes, and by RV trailer. So it's definitely a fun ride if you want to come along for it.